Dinesh approached me and he was stressed with the challenges relating to prioritizing his work. And he wanted to know some of the tips that could help him to prioritize his work so that at the end of the day he is not stressed. Dinesh, when you are working in multitasking environment, it is natural that one get into a stressed situation. However, I am going to give you some of the practical tips based on my experiences, and I'm sure if you follow them you will get answer to what you would like to do and lead a stress free life at the end of each day. Number one, I would like you to start with defining your personal and professional goal. What is that you would like to achieve? It may be an yearly goal or it may be in the next 6 months what you would like to do. As a second step, I want at end of the each day on every hour basis list down those various activities you do. Continue to do this exercise for at least 1 week. You have the details of various activities you have done in a week's time. Then I would like you to use the much proven technique recommended by the Stephen Covey's, that 4 quadrant principle: important and urgent, which is something, the necessity which can't wait for anyone. So there are activities you have been doing it which is in that list, which falls under the category of necessity. That is something urgent and important. You need to address them immediately. Tick them how many of those activities were there in that category. The second quadrant is urgent, not important, which is focus based on your goal, based on your vision and mission. What is that you have been doing? You had listed out your goals. Look at how many of those activities are contributing towards achieving your goal. So once you have done that, let's move on to the quadrant 3. The quadrant 3 is not important, urgent, which is the distraction. You work in an environment wherein some of the people just walk in and take your time and unintentionally, because they are there at that place, you feel that as an urgent even though it is not important. Identify those kind of an activity which you have been doing, which is the distraction activities, which is nothing to do with your goal or objective or your job, but you end up spending that time on those distractions. The fourth quadrant, which is not urgent, not important. This is completely a wastage activities. Maybe you are working excessively on the social media or watching movies or reading the newspaper or some of the activities. There one day I went on looking at the mail, whole day I was looking at the mail. This is the wastage of an activity. Start looking at that. What are all those wastages related activity you have been doing in the last 1 week? Now that you identified in the activities what were the necessity activities, then focus activity, distraction activities, and the wastage, compute a percentage. How much of the percentage of your time you are spending on each of these activities? That is giving you an indication. Now, what you need to do is how do you reduce on the distraction as well as the wastage and divert that time saved into your focused activities. Moment you start spending more time on focused activity, naturally you would be seeing you start end up spending less time on necessity. This is the technique I would like you to use on prioritizing your activities. Dinesh, I am sure if you do this, you will find at the end of the day you are not stressed. Hope this helped you how you can move forward.